Hi guys, so I've got another video for you today. Yesterday on Monday I didn't actually trade, so that was Monday's candle. This was, well, we're in a new day today now because I'm recording at this time, but that was today's trading day that I took, and this is the new trading day that's just started, which is going to be Wednesday. So leaving off on Friday, we stopped here, and I had said that we would try and go for this fair value gap, and rightfully so, we went for it straight for Monday, and then we just continued to climb up into that fair value gap. Now I'm just going to quickly go into the video and just show you exactly what I seen and what I was thinking. So as you can see, there's a date for Tuesday, and I had made a recording on what was happening. So I had a bit of confusion at the start of the session, which is one of the things I need to learn. Because we had touched the fair value gap as explained just right now, a couple of minutes ago, I was forcing the market to say that it had to go down. Now that is something that I need to fix. I should not try and ever force the market, rather than let the market tell me where it wants to go, and then jump on the back end of whatever way the market decides to go. So you can see I started recording, and you can see I was in a sell. And that is because I was pushing the market to say that I had to go down. Now, if I think about it and I come back to why I had actually entered, I actually don't know why, because none of my rules actually had been taken. So first of all, okay, yes, we had some sort of rejection in this fair value gap, but we did not get any break of structure to the downside. So when I was marking this up, this was something that was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. It was because when this move happened, we broke absolutely nothing here. So if I continue forward, you'll see that even on the daily time frame, I'm explaining there's fair value gaps at the bottom which haven't been touched, and I'm thinking, I'm sure they were not going to just leave it like that. But what happens is I enter another sell there. Now this one, I thought it was a valid sell, and the reason why it was a valid sell was you got this break of structure, you had this big push down, and you had a fair value gap there. One of the things that I missed, and I should try and remember not to throw my rules out the window, as they say, was here was a 15-minute low, and we had pretty much gone down there to take out that low. Now as soon as we took that low out, I should have looked for buys, not sells, because it didn't make sense to go for sales at that point, as they were only taking out the liquidity for the sell side. And that's when you look for a fair value gap, is when a low or a high has been taken. From there, you get into a mode of trying to look for a fair value gap if it gives you one, and then you try and move forward. So I'll move forward. I got stopped out twice in my trade. Now this move had broke this right here, so that could have been a potential entry. Now the box I was indicating towards this side, but this is the side that I should have looked at for a buy, and you can see that I'm marking at the fair value gaps to see if they were respecting it, and something happened with the recording, but you'll see as I go forward I get stopped out. So if I go back, that's the one where I get stopped out. So you can see that I've been stopped out. There's the arrow right there. So I took the first trade, which was a loss. I shouldn't have, I made a mistake on my bias. Second trade, being persistent on the fact that I should sell. Again, I don't know why I took that sell. I just thought that my bias has to happen and it has to drop. So I was adamant that I had to go down, and you'll see me again get stopped out. So the market continued to push up, and again, right there, I get knocked out before I can even move my stop loss, which I'm glad, because had I moved it higher, I was actually putting myself into more risk of losing the pips and loss. So there was one trade there which I lost. There was another trade there which I lost again, and this is where I actually thought, you know what, I actually should be looking for buys, because this is not a sell. First of all, 15-minute had been taken out. Right there, we got this big push up. There is the fair value gap right here, which I should have taken. You'll see that I marked that out. I've put the 830 candle there as well, so I'm trying to see if I can get in below 830, if it will give me an option. And I'm looking for a fair value gap. So right there, you'll see me hit the buy button. And the reason why I hit the buy button is because I've got this push up breaking this. There's a small fair value gap right there on the 3-minute. But you'll see that it continues to go down. When I move into the 5-minute, there's a 5-minute fair value gap right there as well. Another thing that I noticed was, I think this is what ICT talks about when he says the order block right there. Because this is considered as one consecutive candle. The open of that hits that perfectly, and it doesn't ever come back to that point again. So what happens is, I'm in a trade, I decide to take first partials here at the high, and you can see I've already drawn that line out as well, so you can see it's actually touched it to the actual T. And I think that is what he talks about when he says order block. So the market continues, plays around in this area. 10 o'clock is when we have news, USD news, which might cause the market to move in a certain way. At this point, I'm confident there's no way that they're going to come back down here, because we've had this touch, so I don't expect it to come lower now than this, but I'll leave my stop there just to make sure. Market continues to push up, and you will see that. So what I decided to do was I decided to put the take profit at the high end of this fair value gap, because I could see that they wanted to continue to push up. So again, created another fair value gap, touched it, and then what we have is it decides to play, come back down again and touch that fair value gap. And if I continue forward just to show you, as we get above this line, that's about, had I got in at the actual position, that's what I was looking at, it would have been about 40 pips. So I take partials here, and you'll see me close because we went above the 1 hour high, and you'll see me bring my stop loss up to break even, because I'd lost the 2 trades prior to that, and I wanted to see if I could get anything better. So at a 5-minute fair value gap, you'll see me put out a fib, possibly using the fib the wrong way, but what I did was I was looking to see if I could take partials here for second partials, because of that fib right there. So I decided to make a little note there, second partials. I've wrote a note there, so I said missed entry, bias was wrong, should have seen we took a low out, which I'm talking about the 15 minute. Now when we took that low out and we did this push up and we got this breakout structure, that was the ideal entry. But obviously I learned from my mistakes. Market continued to fill in the gaps, and then as far as I know right there is when I take partials. So there's another partial that I've taken there. Now if I continue, and I stopped recording here, and if I go back to trading view and I go into the 3 minute chart just to show you what I'd seen. So if I put everything back on, there's all my markings, and that's all information that I had. You can see right there, 15 minute low was taken out during New York. We got this push up breakout structure right here, fair value gap right here, came down, tested it. I've put that there information there to say that why I was wrong, because I was actually on the wrong side of the market. I was trying to sell it when I should have actually been buying. So what I did was, after that I wrote a note to say that I was leaving the rest to hit TP once this had been taken. And as you can see, we came out of the market here. Now I've got trading view on my phone as well, and what you see here is I get in and I get out because it was an absolute mistake when I tried to do something on my phone. On my phone this trade had closed out, but on my phone it was still running, so I decided to press the X button, and what the X did was it decided to put me back into the market, which obviously I realized and I made a mistake, so I actually, I closed it straight away. So that's just a little error from trading view on my side in terms of trying to close something that wasn't even on the chart. So you can see we got the big push, fair value gap here, first partial, second partial, and then a collapse of trade right here, which was the TP high end of this fair value gap. You can see the market did decide to continue to go up, and just to give you an idea, fair value gap was here, so if I go from here to here, it was about 21 pips, and if I go from here to second partial, 48 pips, and if I continue to go up, I got out of this candle, which is around about 76 pips, 77 pips. So yes, I took 2 losing trades, but I managed to make that back up with this big run up of 77 pips roughly. So just a quick breakdown of what I'm looking at. We are in the middle of the week and we are testing this fair value gap. Now we are testing the open of this candle, so it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do, because now we've got another fair value gap as we run, as we started to run up. On the weekly, if I quickly just break that down, bounce, possibly try and reach for that, maybe. But again, on the weekly, if we close this high, then we're going to leave a fair value gap here on the weekly as well. But yeah, I'll try and see if I can get another trade in tomorrow, see if I can get my bias correct, and hopefully, yeah, if I make a trade, I'll definitely make a video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, comment and like, and I will see you guys tomorrow.